guys, this is Oberstadt. I figured I would film this while I'm still feeling semi-okay. I've had people ask me about health problems and stuff before, and I haven't really gone into depth on them. Yesterday evening about 8 p.m. I had a headache that started, and I had pain going up both sides of my neck. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to combat this. I'm going to take 4-leaf, get a shower. I took my turmeric to help, with swelling and inflammation, all that kind of stuff. When I got up yesterday, it was like 2 in the morning. I ended up laying back down about noon, 11 a.m. to noon, and I slept for a couple of hours and got back up because I was just super tired. I had gone to bed at like 9:30 the night before. About 8 o'clock, a headache started, and the pain started at the back of my neck and went up the back of my head. I do have a different, every headache is different. Every migraine for me is different. Things trigger me differently depending on the day or whatever. By 10 o'clock last night, I couldn't even see straight. I had a hard time going to bed. I, did the whole lay in bed thing for multiple hours. About 2 o'clock this morning, it got so bad that I ended up having a conversation with John in the bathroom, and very rarely, if ever, do I do that. I've never had an eating disorder, so I've never really enjoyed having chats with John in the restroom. I've always felt excruciatingly horrible after, and I have never been able to understand why anybody would force induce themselves to do that. So I then decided about 2:30, after my stomach had calmed down enough, to take one of my migraine pills. And by 3 o'clock, I was laying in bed, and literally the entire back of my head was just throbbing. I had pain all through here. My vision was still blurry, and I'm laying flat on my back in bed with a fan pointing on my face because half of me was cold, half of me was hot. I was under the blankets, so it's not like I was, uncovered at any point. My feet were so hot, they were sweating, so I pulled the blankets up from the end of the bed to keep my feet out from the covers. Because if you know anything about heat loss for the body, you lose the majority of your heat from your hands, your feet, and the top of your head, which is why they say when you're a kid, cover your head when you go outside. And so I was awake until about 4 or 4:30 this morning, laying in bed, in pain, unable to sleep. Sometime after 4:30, that was the last time I looked at my phone. My phone usually stays on dark mode. Everything that I use on my phone is on dark mode because the light mode version of things bothers my eyes, especially at night, or if I'm looking at it in bed, that kind of thing. And I always keep a Himalayan salt lamp. I have 2 of them. I've got one in the bathroom and I've got one in my room by my bed that stay on at all times. So not only does it help with, the cat hair situation in the house, because I do have allergies to cat hair, but it also provides some sort of ambient light. Dozed off for a little while. 7 a.m. I woke up excruciatingly nauseous, still couldn't even see straight. Picked up my phone, one-eyed it to see what time it was, tried to roll back over and go back to sleep, dozed off for a little bit. About every hour and a half I was waking up. By 11 o'clock I finally decided, okay, I need to try and get up. Got up, let the dog out, had my eyes half closed trying to check mail, because it is half an acre to walk from my front door to the mailbox. And then I sat in the shade outside, where it's quite brisk outside for Florida, just trying to get some fresh air while the dog did what she needed to do. At that point, my head was kind of less fuzzy, so I came in and I had coffee that I made yesterday that I ended up not drinking, and then I ended up putting the whole cup, everything kit and caboodle, in the fridge as it was, so cat hair didn't get it in and whatnot. And I like drinking coffee that was initially hot, that's already doctored and whatnot, when it's cold. So I'll drink coffee any which way, as long as it's got, actually I think I just like cream and sugar, and I just add the coffee to it, to add some coffee flavor. I also love tea. Sometimes I go for straight green tea when I have a really bad headache, because it seems to help, because green tea has antioxidants in it that are supposed to help. Whether they do or not, your guess is as good as mine, but they say it's supposed to help. Here it is, 1:48 p.m. I've been up for a couple of hours. I've drank my coffee, and the headache is starting to come back. Whether or not it was a full-blown migraine, that's up for a doctor to decide. I haven't seen one in years. But I figured I would film this to let you guys know, headaches come at any time, day or night for me. I never know when I'm going to get hit with one. But the reality is that people don't understand really what happens with them. See that window behind me? I sit with my back to it, which is why I usually tell people I don't wear sunscreen in the house. I mean, my back is to a window. And I've got one window in my bedroom, which the blinds usually stay closed in that period. I have like a little bit of it up on the bottom for my cat to get on my altar and look out the bottom of the window, and that's as much sunlight gets in my bedroom. When I feel like this, I literally just want to go back to bed. But laying in bed is painful. My back is sore. I feel like I have bruises on both hips. So that's not really an option for me right now. So I am sitting in a literal ball in my chair. And I find that sitting in a ball kind of helps, but not always. I really want to go play with makeup, but I cannot imagine sitting in the bathroom with my ring light on, or even with the bathroom lights on. Every time I've gone in the bathroom since I've been up, the lights have been out. The amount of pain that I'm in not only affects how I feel, but if you can hear it, it affects my voice as well. This is not the first time that I've spoken today, so it's not that it's like first time morning voice kind of stuff. This is reality. A lot of people don't discuss a lot of topics on YouTube because it gets demonetized. And after having a conversation with somebody the other day about mental health issues, she said maybe I need to bring some of these topics to light, or at least discuss them from my point of view, because for those that don't know, I've had numerous health conditions over the years, and I get a lot of comments from people asking me, how do you do it? Well, the easiest thing I can say is you kick yourself in the ass and you make yourself get up and you force yourself to do things. If not, I would still be in bed. Now, granted, I haven't edited anything today. I've got a number of things I could edit. I've got, videos that I could schedule. I did description boxes and thumbnails and stuff yesterday. Most of the day, that's what I did. I didn't even feel like playing video games yesterday. I was not feeling that great. So when it comes to me being in pain and having a headache and really not really like being here mentally, I have to do stuff that I can zone out with. I've got a minor video game on my machine that I play that's one of those like you build stuff and you sell stuff and you go on missions, and it's super easy to do and you can do it without thinking. I've got YouTube playing and I've been scrolling on Facebook. I've played a few games on my phone that are things that I play like regularly. And other than that, I've been sitting here since 11 o'clock this morning at my computer because I cannot physically lay in bed anymore because it hurts too bad. Is there stuff I need to get done? Yes, I need to unload the dishwasher. I need to reload it with what's left in the kitchen sink, and I need to scrub the kitchen sink down, and I've got the counters to clean. And these boxes that have been sitting behind me since December, I'm working on getting all of the kitchen cabinets emptied out, rearranged, looking through what we have. And like when I moved in with my dad after my divorce, well, actually it was before my divorce, it was during my divorce when I moved back in with him after I got out of jail, that all of my stuff from my house also got included into my dad's kitchen. And my mom, when she divorced my dad in 2011, no, 2001, I was 21, not 31. All of our stuff got like kind of merged in the kitchen. So there was a lot of my stuff in there and a lot of his stuff and a lot of my stuff I've had for, since the day I turned 18. I'm like my dad. We're both pack rats. We both have way too much shit. And if you look, all of this stuff over here, I know exactly what's in that pile. And if somebody was to move something out of it, I would probably lose it because I know exactly what's there. I have a form of obsessive compulsive disorder. It's taken me a lot of years to get off medication from that. And I am, other than like daily Aleve usage and herbs and stuff like that, I don't take medication. So, only reason why I'm filming this, especially from my phone and not like my big camera or my webcam, which is right behind my phone to be honest, is because this is reality for me. I spend the majority of my day sitting in this chair at my computer doing whatever. There are some days I'm more productive than others, but a lot of people don't see the behind the scenes stuff. You don't see the fact that pushing the vacuum around the house wins me. You don't see that just stripping my bed, washing bed sheets and laundry, and then making my bed is enough to wear me out for 2 days. You guys don't see the struggle it is for me to get up on a daily basis and to get things done. I'm gonna try and put you guys on the desk. My hands are both hurting. Get you at an angle. There you go. Just to show you, see the redness on my thumb? That's just from holding the phone, and I'll probably end up with a bruise there and a day. And my whole hand hurts. People think it's really easy to do YouTube for me. It's not. YouTube it can be rather difficult. It's time consuming between the setup, the filming, the takedown, the editing, the uploading, and all the other stuff in between that I do. There are days in which I just want to say fuck it, not do any of it. And then there's other days where I'm having like really, really good days when I'm up and I've got music going, and I can do a lot more some days than others. Other days are like today, where I literally have been in the same exact position in my chair since 11 o'clock, and it's almost 2 o'clock now. Headaches for me, depending on how severe they are, like I took 4 leave yesterday. I've had 4 this morning. I took a migraine pill at 2:30 in the morning, which has acetaminophen in it, which is Tylenol. My body can handle more medication. But the thing is I don't want to have to take more medication because I hate feeling this way. I hate the pain. I hate that nagging sensation I keep getting in my head, especially on this side. And I've tried taking my hair down. Today, hair up, hair down. It's not affecting my head, thankfully. I've tried massaging my head today. That has not helped. I have tried pressure point stuff today, and all that's done is make my nose run. Like, literally made my nose run. And I'm one of those people that I use a tissue until it like falls apart. Like, I'll use it and then let it dry and then use it again. And it's probably gross, but you know what? It's my tissue. I'm the only one using it. I'm the only one touching it. So whatever. We all do gross things behind the scenes that people don't see, like people that pee in the shower. Where do you think the water goes when you flush your toilet? Same thing with the shower. My dad and I had a conversation about that the other day. And it's like, do you pee in the shower? Yes. Why don't you pee in the shower? I mean, it's all going the same place. You got to wash it anyways. I mean, first thing I do is I get my hair wet and I pee in the shower, and then I soap up my hair and I soap up my body, and then I rinse things, and then rinse and repeat kind of thing. Some people think it's gross, but you know what? Oh well, it's bodily function. We got to do it anyways. And why pee in the toilet, flush that, and then get in the shower? You're just wasting water. That's just how I think about it. There's other things like people pick their nose. There was a thing on Twitter I saw the other day about somebody saying, I pick my nose when I'm home. What do you guys do that's gross? I was like, you know, more people need to talk about some of the weird, gross things that we do when we're home. I'm sure we all do something. I know some people pick their face, some people, you know, pick their eyebrows, or they chew their fingernails, or they dig in their ear. I mean, we all do something that somebody else would consider gross, I'm sure. And if you tell me that you don't, then there's something wrong with you, because we all do something behind the scenes that we would be embarrassed to do in public. Just saying. It's like guys that walk around in public scratching their balls. I mean, they have no qualms scratching their balls in public, but heaven forbid a girl got a scratch, and a girl goes to scratch, she got crabs. Again, just saying. It's okay for guys, but not okay for girls. This is the randomness of me on days when I'm in pain and I feel like crap, and when I have headaches and stuff, I really can't think straight. I can't concentrate. I've got a bazillion things that I need to get done, but on days like this, I can't really do anything, because I know if I try and start something where I have to focus on something, it's going to not only make my head worse, but I know I'm not going to do a good job at it. I've got a beanie hat here. Yeah, see, brain hurts. I have a beanie hat here that I'm working on for my dad. I made him a scarf. I've got jewelry that needs to go up on the website. This is a handmade Byzantine chainmail bracelet that my dad made. I've got that needs to go up. I've got a number of videos to edit. I have a book that my friend Jason got me that I really like, but reading it right now is next to impossible. I'm like this far into it. It's really good. I've got 2 pagan videos that people have asked me to do that literally all the books are sitting on the desk. See that big pile next to the bag of chips? Yeah. All except for the book on top is for that video series that I'm trying to work on. I finished up, there was more tax paper information stuff that came in that I had to work on and print out, so I got all that stuff done yesterday. I have not even sat down to file my taxes because I'm waiting on a student loan form that I can't print because they say that not only is my social security number not in the system, but they can't find my account, but yet they email me about 8 times a day. Go figure on that. So, anyways, it's hard for me on days that I have headaches that just sitting down to concentrate on something is not going to happen. So for me, it's best to know my own limitations, and what is a limit for me isn't going to be a limit for somebody else. You know, they always say that, you know, people with disabilities, this, that, and the other. Well, you know what? People with disabilities look just like me. We look fine on the outside. We might act fine on the outside, but what goes on the inside is a whole lot of stuff. Hi, baby. I got a kitty. Mommy loves you. Okay. It's hard to do common everyday things for me when I feel like this because I literally just want to snuggle with this guy and go crawl back in bed. And I even asked him to come lay on my head last night. My head was pounding so bad. He is such a good boy. People that don't like pets, there's something wrong with them, I swear. You just haven't found the right one yet, I swear. Because they really do pick you. If you ever go to like a shelter or something, have them bring out 3 or 4 animals and just sit on the floor and just let them come to you. It's like the best way to get picked by one of these guys. Dogs the same way. Yes, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. Yes, I am. You're a good boy, mommy loves you. I'll probably sneeze later. His little half Hitler mustache. I think he's cute. So, cat hair. I know I've had more than one person on YouTube comment, I don't know how you do it all. Well, I have good days and I have bad days. There are days in which I don't get anything done at all. Just for the simple fact that it's hard for me to do things, to get up the gumption to do things. I don't want to do something half-assed. Well, you seemed interested. I figured you'd want to smell it or something. Weirdo. And I know that there are other people that are similar to me in that respect on not being able to do anything or focus. And I do have ADHD. I wasn't diagnosed with it until I was like 21 or 22, and I was on Adderall for quite a while. And I tell you what, that stuff for me worked really good because it allowed my disjointed thoughts to be more cohesive. And I was more focused and driven when I was on certain medications. Some of them they took me off of because they were worried about liver damage and whatnot. So there were some medications that I was on that I liked how they worked with me chemically. But the doctors were like, well, we're worried about health issues further on down the line if you continue to take them. Yes, sir. May I help you? What? What do you want? Would you like to get down? Or are you okay? You alright? Okay. And this is something that I don't really talk about much on here, but I've been diagnosed with multiple mental health conditions as early as age 11. So I was on medication for a very, very long time for a number of conditions, and just my psych file, the medication list that I've been on is like this thick. So if you guys want, I can try and sit down and film a video on what I was initially diagnosed with. I love you too. What medications they had me on, what worked, what didn't work. I mean, at one point they had me on enough medication to knock out a cow. The new physician, I was with one for a while, and then I went to another doctor, and he was like, how are you walking? I was like, what do you mean? And the guy was like, you're on enough stuff to immobilize a bovine. And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, The shit that you're on is enough to literally incapacitate a 2,000-pound animal. How are you still walking? I'm like, well, some days I don't remember my name, but I'm okay. So, um, I was on some medications that also helped with headaches and migraines and stuff. And there was a lot of medications that I took that helped with more than one thing that I had going on. So some doctors, you'd go in and you'd talk about what medications that you were on, and they'd be like, well, why do you take that? I'm like, because I have this. And they're like, but that medication is designed for this. Yes. But the thing is it's also a neural inhibitor, so it also works for this, this, and this. And they're like, but I'm like, you need to pull out your Tabers and your medical dictionary, and you need to look up some of these medications and look at what all they can work for. Just because it's a drug specifically made for X, Y, and Z does not mean it's not meant for A, B, and C as well. So I had some doctors that were always confused about that until I finally found one that would sit and listen to me and understand some of the things that I was going through, and try and put all of the pieces of the puzzle together and then find a medication or medications that would work to kind of combat all of them at once. And sometimes it really is like mixing a drink. It's a bunch of cocktails that you have to put together, and some chemicals just don't work with others. I mean, you don't put cream in with bitters. I mean, it's just not going to happen. Everything's going to be separate, or, I mean, not bitters, but sours. You know, you don't make a drink with both. I know very little about alcohol, but I do know that there is, I know what the sour mix stuff is. I've seen people make it, so I understand the premise behind it. I don't like it. I think it's disgusting, makes my mouth burn, which is another reason why I don't drink. But I just figured I would film this. I know this is all over the place. It's disjointed. My head hurts. The pain in my neck is starting to get worse. And usually when it gets to that point, I will take the heating pad that I'm currently sitting against, because it's back here. I will take it and I will put it on high, and I'll wrap it around my head, and I'll probably sit, you know, like this with it wrapped around my head for a while until that eases up. Sometimes cold works, most of the time hot works. For me, I find hot seems to work better than cold. I've tried the whole cold water in the sink, and you put your feet and your hands in, and you kind of put an ice pack or frozen peas or whatever on the back of your neck. The hands and feet thing works. The ice or the cold on the back of the neck does not. Usually I have to do heat here and cold here in the other place. Well, my feet are like ice cubes right now anyways, because it's frapping cold in Florida. And I got polka dot socks on. So it just all depends. For me, treatments vary. Sometimes things like lavender can be good for my head pain. Sometimes lavender makes me want to go puke my brains out. So it is what it is. Sometimes I do coffee, sometimes I do tea. I do drink both. I like both. And I drink tea like the British do, with cream and sugar. I've always drank tea with cream and sugar. I do not like lemon in my tea. Very rarely, if ever, unless I'm sick, do I do lemon in my tea. I think lemon in tea is disgusting. So I will do lemon in water, but I will not do lemon in my tea. So I just figured I would film this. I will try and speed it up a little bit because I know I'm being rather slow. I know I'm disjointed. And probably when I edit this, it will be a little bit more clear. But hopefully people that watch this will have a better understanding of some of the things that I go through that I don't really talk about on YouTube. I hate assholes that drive down the road with their music that thumping loud. Oh, it just makes, especially now. There's no point in having your music that loud. Like, really. There's never any point to have your music that loud. So, I'm going to go ahead and go. I've been filming this for almost 30 minutes on my phone. It's now 2:11 p.m. I've been up for a little over 4 hours, and I feel like roadkill. So, I'm going to go get a fresh cup of Nope. And, there goes my computer screen again. And I'm going to try and muddle through the rest of my day. Hopefully you guys are having a good day or night wherever you are. And, yeah. Sorry for the downer video, but this is reality. So, I will see you guys later. If you, leave questions down below if you want me to cover specific mental health topics. I've had several diagnosed conditions over the years, and I will be doing probably OCD first, because I had somebody on Depop the other day get really ugly with me about the fact that I put OCD in my listings. So, I'm going to definitely film that, because What she said to me was completely uncalled for. She doesn't know me from Adam, and I have had obsessive compulsive disorder since I was a child. I spent many, many years on medication for it, and she can kiss my white ass. That's what I think about that. Anyways, I'm gonna go. I will try and film like more like real talky videos. I do have a series on Real Talk with Rebecca that are based around health conditions and things like that, or some common sense issues. So if you want more topics like this, let me know. They won't always be filmed from my phone sitting at my desk curled into a ball. But it is what it is. I will see you guys later. Bye.